What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Let's Talk, a segment of our channel where we discuss topics we find interesting, from gaming to technology, news, and reviews. I am Anthony, here with my co-hosts Dan and Jeff.
Hi.
And today we'll be discussing our expectations for the upcoming Worldwide Developers Conference, WWDC 2017.
Apple, for those who don't know.
Does the D stand for Dan?
I kind of forgot what the
Worldwide
whole
Dan Conference.
algorithm stood for in the beginning.
All the Dans gather and listen to the Apple event.
Exactly.
But anyway, so upcoming event, June 5th of 2017. So this is this Monday if you're currently watching now. Hopefully this video comes out on a Saturday. I don't know, depending on my schedule.
As long as it's before the event, we're okay.
As long as it's before. And ending on the June 9th. And what are we expecting here?
Well, let's get this straight. The keynote is on Monday. It's
Yes.
There's not a keynote every day.
Right.
It's just the one day. The rest is all just developer events.
The announcements
that people are
are
there for.
Start at 10 a.m. Pacific on Monday. That's when the keynote
I
is.
think in the
Announcements.
past there have been like minor announcements on other days, but usually it's nothing significant.
Well, that's why you spend like $1,500 a ticket.
all the
for
minuscule
the whole
details
week.
come out throughout the rest of the week.
Yeah, it's all the little things, but other than that, all the big stuff is the first day.
Which is what I'm
fun day.
mostly excited about.
That's what everyone's excited for.
So, software, mostly this conference is about software, and why don't we start out with the biggest software update that we think,
iOS.
or at least I think, is probably going to be iOS 11.
I'll be honest with you. I've literally heard nothing on iOS 11.
Well, the little
Well-
research I've done, there pretty much is nothing, although
like usually there's like some build up
the
for like,
one
hey,
th-
iOS 11's
I
gonna
have a
have
list.
the
this.
one thing that's
Oh, okay.
known is that there's going to be an update to the music app.
Okay.
Well, I
That-
heard,
I
I
like
heard it
to
was
put more of a
mostly, like,
focus on videos.
Okay, what?
Like music videos.
That's the one thing they change drastically every single year is the music app.
Well,
they
what
have
I
not
think-
kept that consistent.
what they're
I actually
probably
don't like it what it is now. I don't.
what
I
they're
preferred
probably
it
going to do
before
is
this
make it.
update.
If you guys have seen like the TV app that they added,
right.
it's probably going to be more like that.
They said
I think.
That's
I heard
cool.
one of the rumors was they were going to intertwine the music app and like the movie app or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they're doing like on their own Netflix thing. What
So
is
it's
it?
more
The lip sync
entertain-
battle crap?
Oh, right.
I
So
heard they were-
James
but-
Corden is bringing his lip sync battle like segment as a TV show now on Apple, and they're also having a show called Planet of the Apps,
Right.
where it's basically Shark Tank, but aspiring app developers go to like this panel and they bring them their app idea, and that TV show is going to be specifically on Apple
Cool.
devices.
So
I think that's
they would,
cool.
I guess, basically connect your Apple account, your music account, whatever, with the audio. So I don't know if that means a rise in price.
Well,
Possibly.
maybe. I mean, that would kind of suck, but
Wait, price for what?
like if
Apple Music.
you were
They're
into,
gonna,
if-
the rumor was they would connect your Apple Music account to the video account too.
I don't think they'll raise prices, but I think what they'll do is that it'll probably be a pretty limited content selection.
Well, yeah,
like it'll be because like
it would
when you
be-
think about it,
right.
the Apple Music's subscription in a way indirectly pays for like Beats One.
right.
That's already included, although that's free regardless. I think there's also advertising on it, so they might also have advertising
guess
to
they
try
could
to
do
keep
that
the
too.
cost down.
Beats One you can't listen to without Apple Music.
You sure about that?
I'm positive about that.
I thought
Actually,
read
I
a
think
little-
that is right.
You
Well
have to have an
done.
Apple Music subscription to listen to Beats One. That's like one of the perks. But
I don't listen to Beats One anyway. But.
I do when I'm in the mood. But that mood is only literally like
Well,
once
there's
every
so
2
many
I'm
months.
other
not a
radio
fan of the
stations
selection,
though. It's just
personally.
My thing, what I thought they would announce last year at WWDC. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know. I've heard nothing on this either. But I know like last year or 2 years ago, they actually registered domains for Beats 2, Beats 3, Beats 4. And
As
I'd
a
like to
radio
personally,
station?
I'd personally like to see from Apple if like they did a Beats 2 radio station, but that was dedicated to rock music, or Beats 3 is just dedicated to hip hop music. So now,
Yeah, I guess it would be
consumers get more of a wide variety
so
of
just randomly selected songs. on
right. Well,
Beats
like
One.
if I listen to rock and roll, so I'd go on Beats 2 and get a cool radio station of just rock and roll music. Or if someone's into hip hop, Beats 3. Like I'd like to see more of a radio selection on Apple Music.
Because
if
right
they did that.
now a lot of Apple Music is mostly just like either top 40 or a lot
Yeah.
of like hip
Well,
hop.
I don't.
Right.
If anything, I would.
Right.
I listen to
R&B.
just the regular radio stations that come with the music app too,
Oh,
which
like
are okay.
yeah, I know.
Like the
what,
generated
ESP
ones.
The-
you
yeah,
mean.
I mean-
ESPN, NPR, like that, CBS.
No,
I,
what
I think
I
it means
think
like when
it's-
you create like
Oh, like the playlist.
No, well, I get it's similar to a playlist, but it's a radio. It's the actual radio. Like you skip songs and stuff.
Oh.
Like you could create an artist radio like Pandora.
Oh, right. Okay.
How Apple Music has that functionality.
But like personally, I'd like to see more of radio, not like just playlists of songs.
Actual, like,
I like
antenna radio?
having a DJ like talking or having like, because I know on Beats One, Zane Lowe does interviews with artists and stuff. It'd be cool if you had a premiere.
Well,
I'm gonna
like
keep going to rock,
radio.
but like a rock DJ on Beats 2 interviewing rock musicians. Like it'd be cool if like each Beats station had its own like variety of DJs and stuff. Like to
If the
if
demand's
Apple
there,
really
they'll
wanted
do
to
it.
take over radio, personally, like
Well, I don't know
that's what I
if
think.
they
I don't
do.
know. We'll see that.
But anyway, so next on my list, because I had to make a list because I don't. There's so many different rumors going around.
There is.
I guess one of the biggest one is dark mode. They've been saying that.
That's been
Right.
that was
rumored for a
supposed to
while.
be like
'cause
last year. Right?
Well, they
Theater
added. That's something else. That's on
It
the
is?
that's on the watch.
I thought that was coming to iOS though. Maybe
It-
maybe they changed the name.
It's like Bloogle. Remember Bloogle?
no.
No,
It was the blackened version of Google. Like you would type in Bloogle.com. Huh?
I don't remember that.
You don't. It would do the same thing though. Instead of the white Google background, it was like everything was just
Okay.
black,
Okay, but
which is basically what dark mode.
well, it's like
is
how
supposed to
Mac
be.
has dark mode. It's what it's supposed to
Right.
be basically, where it takes all the white stuff in your interface and darkens it.
reverses it or whatever.
That'd be
Inverse
interesting.
it.
I mean, if you want more customization, because that's what iOS really lacks.
Eco-friendly.
Yeah, that too.
That and
no
they,
LED tins.
They
or
really
anything.
need a better way to implement the widgets.
100%.
mode?
100%.
Just in general, not even just dark mode. I feel the way
I
like,
don't. Yeah,
the
okay,
idea of
go.
having them on a separate panel, that's okay, but
Right.
But why can't I put like the Google Assistant
In the
widget?
middle
Why
of the
can't I
screen,
put that on like my like the top of my screen or something like a search bar like
Yeah.
what Android has?
I
There's
think,
no
I
re-
think that's really what they're missing. Like, and it sucks because I have an iPhone. I get jealous of Android users because like they have all these widgets scattered across their screens. Like I want that. I don't want just such a linear interface where it's like my little square icons. Just I want, like you said,
Easy breezy.
that'd be cool if there was a Google search widget just like on my
Why
regular
can't,
home
why
screen.
can't I put the Google search bar on my home? Like you could swipe down and do Spotlight, and that's great and all, but it's not the same. It's not.
Right.
It's not a one tap, quick, easy access. There's still a gesture behind. it.
Right.
Well, that's one of the major things that a lot of people talking, at least on their wish list, was that they want more customizable.
That's been on people's wish lists
Mine
lists
specifically.
ever since Android came out.
See, but like I don't use half of the stuff, so it doesn't bother me specifically.
It's a step in the right direction implementing widgets
No, I think
in the
they
first
definitely
place.
should do it anyway.
Well, you've also never had an Android phone though.
No, I have not.
You did, Dan,
I've
for a
had-
little bit, but
Yeah, various parts of my life I've had Android.
But-
But I mean, I've
like
messed around with, like my parents.
I've pretty
phones,
much
and it's
switched
the
back
same.
and forth the most probably, and that's
Yeah.
and one of the reasons is why I always go back to Android is because of the customization of it. It's it's nice to have.
Well, I don't-
It's nice to really make a phone yours.
I guess I don't find myself like constantly on my phone that much. Like, unless it's like if
I
I
do,
have to
it's
text
kind of
someone.
problem.
It's not
My
something you
3
miss.
social media
It's not
apps.
something you miss until you don't have it. That's the
guess.
thing.
Right.
Alright, so dark mode. We also, I think FaceTime is supposed to get the like the house party stuff. They're gonna do multi-camera, like
Like group
Skype is
group calling,
right.
and FaceTime, which
That'd be-
which is long overdue.
That'd be
that's
great, yeah.
Extremely long overdue. So then we can delete house party.
But
We don't have to use that anymore.
there's the whole problem with battery life on that. But I mean,
Well,
That's
I
your
don't
own
see
fault,
how.
then, I don't know.
Well, I don't see how that would really lessen battery life, though.
I think it would.
Well, it's
How?
the same thing as like house party though.
Doesn't that kill your battery?
Oh yeah, it does. But still, I mean, I don't know. Are you
Well,
gonna be
it's-
FaceTiming like at work?
I don't
like,
think
to
it'll be any
people,
worse
like-
than normal FaceTime in terms of battery.
I think it would just be something like fun you do at home.
That'll be cool.
I wouldn't really do it at work. Or...
I mean, I guess going on that line, we could kind of jump into.
we gotta remember that's for the Mac. That'll be for a Mac too.
Well, yeah, it's that. I was gonna
right.
say it's the other thing. Like you can
Right.
get your MacBook and we could all be talking, and someone could be out and about or
if
whatever.
I'm doing homework and I'm sitting at my
Help
my
me.
laptop. Hey guys, thanks
I
for
need
distracting
help.
me. I mean, well, I was gonna say like we could jump from that, like saying how. I mean, you brought up to me before Apple was gonna go and try and do the Snapchat route.
Yes, new social app.
It looks
Enough
like they're,
social-
well,
looks
they
like
they kind of have that with Clips. Was that what it's called?
No.
Clips was the app, but
Kinda.
app,
They're
different.
supposed to do like a totally different thing now. It's
My-
supposed to be more like video sharing, I guess. I don't know.
my
how-
whole theory is, I mean, it seems like Apple's definitely going the more social route. We're connecting more people, and like they're taking like
connecting the world.
connecting the world one
Which-
iPhone at a time.
Well, with that, interestingly, the whole social thing. That's interesting. You talk about that because usually there's always a hint about what features will be in like the next update in the WWDC
Invitation?
invitation
Yeah,
thing.
I didn't look that up. What is it?
It's a bunch of people like in a.
Oh, it is?
I'll try to see if I could find the picture.
Usually
for you
there's
guys
a
real quick.
tagline.
Basically,
that was the promotional thing, right?
It's like an above shot of just like a bunch of people and like a bunch of different people in a crowd.
Oh, so
Right,
maybe
See if I
that's...
could bring it up.
I did see that.
Was there
We'll be sure to post
was there a tagline?
picture of that on the screen.
It's there's no tagline, but it's
It looks like Pokemon.
basically what it looks like is it's an above view of just a
Yep.
bunch of people doing different stuff.
So it's
together.
more about social
Yeah,
aspects of life.
I could definitely
it's supposed
see
to be like
that
creative
being
to
a
like
feature.
artists, art.
Yeah, there's all different stuff in it though. There's people doing stuff like making art, but there's also
But it looks like they're all doing it
I think
together, but separate. So the Apple definitely is going to go more socially. It seems.
and innovative, I guess that.
I think
style.
where they start is iMessage. Instead of creating a whole separate social app, if they were going to go the social media route, just integrate it in iMessage. Where I was thinking it could be more on the lines like Facebook Messenger, because you're
They
able
already
to
have
text
most
people.
of the features like stickers and shit.
Well, like you could text people on the social, not Facebook Messenger, but when you scroll to the top, you could see like their Snapchat thing of like the stories and stuff. I could see Apple doing that with iMessage, and that iMessage being the whole social media aspect
Right.
of Apple,
Well,
instead of creating a whole new thing.
on that point, they're supposed to bring it to Android supposedly.
That was a rumor from last year.
iMessage or
iMessage.
that's been rumored for a long time. I don't know if they ever will because it's such a feature
I've said
but it
that-
would make
that
sense
it locks people in. Like
if they have like social. I mean, I can see why like it would make you want to buy an iPhone just for iMessage. But
Honestly,
if they do the whole social network thing,
if iMessage was available on an Android, I'd really consider switching.
I
weren't
only
they working
know
on
a
a-
couple
those
people that
blue
don't
texts.
have iPhones.
weren't they working on like a type of boot camp thing that you can run Apple, you can run iOS on an Android? Well, I think there was a patent for it that Apple.
There
like,
might have been a
released- like,
patent
recently
for it,
just had.
but there's been nothing remotely close to being confirmed or even like.
But I wouldn't be
rumored.
surprised if at some point, maybe not even this year, they do go down that route.
Right.
You never know.
That'd be cool. but-
Also, anyway, I mean, not to
Okay.
rush you off. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
No, go ahead. What did you have to say?
It's cool. Continue.
I also read a rumor was there's going to be an iMessage a contact availability status thing, so you
sorry?
can.
So like you can set an away status.
Oh,
Is that what you
like
mean?
a
No,
do
I
not
don't-
disturb.
I don't know if that wasn't the one. What I got.
That's
out of
what
it,
that seemed to imply.
What I got out of it was you can see like where your friends like an Xbox Live thing. Like you can see who's online, who's currently available to receive your message, if they're in airplane mode, if they're on Wi-Fi. I don't know.
So
whatever.
so
That'd
like
be pretty cool too.
yeah, but there's a lot
a little
less.
nosy.
There's a lot
I
less
should-
privacy.
I'm sorry,
with
I shouldn't
that,
say
too.
A little
cool.
nosy,
You're
I don't
right.
know,
I
well,
shouldn't
people-
say cool.
Well, I
I'm
feel
sure you
like
can
the
disable
way AIM used to do it though, what makes a little more sense.
Away
You
messages?
could, you could just set yourself away or you're available.
Right.
Like
What wasn't BBM like that too?
I never had a BlackBerry.
I neither did I, but I think it worked pretty similar.
I wasn't
It's
one of
amazing.
I wasn't one of those trendy kids back when we were in middle school. The BlackBerry.
Off topic, I think I heard they were supposed to bring Blackberries back. Like,
There's a new BlackBerry's coming out. It's called
Yeah.
the Key One. It runs
Oh, yeah,
Android.
I saw that.
It's actually a really nice looking phone.
I think they should
Reasonably
bring back
priced, too.
physical keyboards, but that's just me. Go
Hmm.
on.
old school.
Well, if they implement it right, like the whole thing with the new BlackBerry, we're getting a little off topic. I'll keep this quick, but it has the keyboard itself
Is underneath the screen, right?
It's underneath the screen. It's also capacitive, so you could use it to scroll through stuff.
Oh right, yeah. I saw. Okay,
Anyway,
that's cool.
back to WWDC on topic.
Other thing. Well, speaking of keyboards, I don't know. I don't really even want to include this, but it was a finger detecting dynamic keyboard. I didn't really understand how the patent worked, but it was.
You're
like,
using your thumb
you
now.
put your fingers over the keyboard and it like shifts, or something according to. I don't know. If you saw the picture, I'll put it on the
So
screen.
is it
but
a physical keyboard? Or is
It's
it
not a physical
screen?
keyboard. It's
So
like
maybe that's
it
the
actually
iPad.
it adjusts the actual keyboard on whatever you're using.
So that sounds like something that would probably be on the iPad.
But it didn't make sense. It was weird.
So maybe like if you're typing on like a flat surface, but like you're maybe at an angle instead of.
It's
the
supposed to make it
iPad
easier
being
to
that,
type,
Maybe
but whatever
the
it is.
keyboard just shifts on the screen so you could type.
I guess. I mean,
At an angle. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't read that much into it because it didn't really amuse me that much.
You don't amuse me.
No.
Next.
I mean that's pretty much-
Touchscreen MacBook, no keyboard.
I would love that.
That would be horrible.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You
For-
said no
for
keyboard.
iPad?
No keyboard, replacing the keyboard instead with a touchscreen.
Oh no.
Another
I
screen.
think,
That would be
I think they
horrible.
should just do a touchscreen
Just
Mac,
keep closing
but keep
glass
the
on
keyboard.
glass together.
That's been a dream of mine for a while.
The touch bar, I think, is a good middle ground because the whole thing is Mac OS is in no way optimized for touch.
It's not, but
it would need to be completely.
so cool.
It would need to be completely reworked. That's the thing.
They're due
Like
for an upgrade anyway.
Windows, it works nicely with the touchscreen. It complements it nicely. There's big buttons that you could press. Mac, it's a lot of tiny
Mac
buttons.
OS is due for an overhaul, I think. It's looked the same for a very long time.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
But anyway, I mean, I guess to close iOS 11 because I don't know how much else was actually revealed. But
There's nothing known about it, pretty much.
Which kind of
It's-
sucks.
the only thing, Siri,
Apple's good at keeping secrets.
new
Oh.
Siri overhaul is the big one.
Yeah.
That they're really, I guess, to compete with all Google stuff and Microsoft.
Which
Amazon.
which using like Google and the Echo, it's remarkable how behind Apple are.
Right, I
Apple
got
is.
an Echo, I guess a week ago. Like the Echo Dot was on sale on Amazon, so it was like $40. I was like, all right, I got it.
sold.
Love it. I love it. Like it is. I
There's
use
been-
it every single night. Like
Yeah.
the voice recognition.
Echo? What's my favorite word?
I don't know. The voice recognition is insane. The fact that it can I can like kind of like whisper, like because it's next to my bed. So like if I'm really tired and I'm like falling asleep, it's like Echo sleep timer for like an hour. If I'm listening to I listen to ESPN radio like to go to bed. So I'll be like, I'm at Alexa, like sleep timer for like an hour. But it picked like the voice detection.
I had no idea I could even do that, frankly.
Oh yeah, there's a
That-
sleep timer on there.
There you go. That's
Great.
a thing.
Yeah, the quality
Like I use it for radio a
artificial
lot,
intelligence.
but
Yeah, the
but,
radio's
like,
great.
You could. There's been times
Bluetooth speaker.
I've
is
had my
great.
face like buried in my pillow, and I'll go like, Alexa, set an alarm for 8 a.m. and it'll
Yep.
pick me up just fine.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I could be looking at my phone could be right near me, and I could be like, "Hey Siri," I could say it 17 times. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It won't
she's,
hear me. It's bad.
She needs to work on her AI,
Your listening skills.
her listening skills. Poor Siri. They've
Well,
neglected
Apple
her.
puts themselves at a disadvantage because of how they work from like a privacy standpoint too. That's which is it's an upside and a downside. Like Google, they're collecting all this data that they get from Google, and they use it to improve their product, but people are worried that about privacy concerns.
Yeah.
Apple, their whole thing is privacy, but at
Right,
the same
like you
time,
said,
Think of
which
how
is
much
great,
information
but-
they'll be taking anyway. Either way.
But it's hard to get better.
it's hard to improve it when you don't know how people are using it.
Well, that's the crazy. I mean, even like Apple Music, how it knows just based on what you listen to. Even like Amazon, something like Amazon Store, like it
I'll
knows
tell you something
what
about-
you might want to purchase just based on all that.
I'll tell you something about
information.
Apple Music. Like, you ever go on like the playlist, like your favorites mix or something like that? There'll be songs on there that like I love, but I haven't listened to in forever, and it'll be on there. It's like, oh my god, how does it know like I love this particular song? Or
I
it's
guess
weird.
There's stuff
It's all
that
algorithms and
It's very cool.
There's stuff that Google have had as features for years that Apple still doesn't have. Like, for example, let's say you buy a plane ticket. With Google, it'll pick it up in your Gmail, add the flight to your calendar, and add the boarding pass to your Google account so that when you get to the airport, you just got to flash your phone. The iPhone, it kind of has that where if you buy the boarding pass, and when you get your boarding pass, if you have the app, then it'll show up on your screen, but you still have to go through the app. It's not all integrated. It's not all one seamless
Right.
thing that just happens in the background like it does with
Well, I think
Android.
my
That-
cousin said something about that. Like someone emailed him a date or whatever, and it automatically went into like his itinerary or whatever on his
And-
phone. It
and
wasn't
that-
an iPhone, obviously.
That whole integration thing, I actually just read an article. I mean, going back to Siri, they're behind in Amazon in that you can't make purchases using Siri. I read that there's a rumor from, one of the announcements is using Siri for more third-party integration. Like, hey Siri, I purchase, this book. Like
Thanks.
Apple Pay integration with Siri, which they need that if they want to keep up.
Well, some stuff Siri can do. You can use Siri to, for example, pay bills through like credit card apps. You can do that, but
But Apple Pay isn't supported by Siri.
Ew.
So they're really pushing Apple Pay too with the whole store your credit card on your phone.
and Apple Pay is fantastic on its own.
I've yet to
but
use Apple Pay.
I love
On
it.
a side note,
I tried.
I mean,
to-
Apple,
actu-
everything is connected.
I
but haven't
accidentally
yet-
bought a Under Armour jacket like over $100 using Apple Pay because it scanned my fingerprint so fast. I wanted to just go home, but
seamless.
yeah, it sucked. But anyway, the big Siri integration is supposed to be huge at WWDC this year.
We'll see.
Well,
what
just
happens.
Siri in
I'm
general,
sure it
not the
will.
integration.
But I guess as far as the iOS 11 stuff, Watch OS 4.
Whoa.
What?
They're supposed to be announcing a dedicated Siri device.
I know, but I wanted to wait till we got to hardware for that.
Well, I thought we were talking about Siri.
We
You know,
could jump into it.
It's a much better segue. While we're on the topic of Siri, to talk about the box.
I did actually have that too, like that.
Yeah.
Siri overhaul new hardware. All right. Well, you can take off. Do it then.
Well, they're going to be competing with Amazon and Google with a Siri box.
I think one of my favorite things, though, is that every single concept has literally just been the Mac Pro with a Siri logo photoshopped on top. That's what they've all been. It's hilarious. That's not what's. That better not be what it looks like. But
well, yeah, they're saying it's going to have a screen. That's the rumor.
I heard it was face recognition.
It would look. Really?
Like it was supposed to switch your account. Like it would recognize your personal settings.
That kind of seems like overkill. I think voice recognition would be enough for that.
You never know.
I heard face recognition might be a big thing in iOS 11, so maybe
they'll try to push that.
There was this. I also. I mean, not to cut you off either. Again, there was like an iOS 11, like an augmented, whatever it was called. But you would take a picture of something and it would recognize like what it was. So I guess if I forgot your name,
Google is doing that.
Well, but it was like
with
for an
photos.
Apple thing. So I guess if I took a picture of your face and I said I don't know who this person is,
Oh,
and it would
I
be
can
like,
tell you.
this is Dan.
Oh, hi.
But
That's another like, I don't know. Some stuff Google just does that's great. Like Google Photos, it's free unlimited backups. You can just back up all your photos to the cloud for free.
Thanks.
They compress them
the only
slightly,
thing is,
but
yeah, right. It's just not the.
But looking at them, unless
You can't really
unless
tell.
they're photos you're gonna edit, it doesn't matter.
Right.
They look good enough. That's something that Apple should have. Right now it counts against your iCloud data. So like I pay for extra iCloud purely because I have too many photos.
Same.
I store it all on my device. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. But it looks like Apple is going to be competing directly with their Siri device is going to be competing directly with the new Amazon Show or Echo Show,
Whatever it was called, something
whatever,
like that.
yeah, it's
Whatever
like
the Echo with the screen is called.
Yeah. So Amazon just announced an Echo device with the screen built in, as soon as they did, I'm like, I couldn't believe they did that because
Which means
I knew
they'll probably be
that.
in that same like $200-ish price range.
But would I get it?
Well,
I'd probably get an Echo first.
The Echo is so good that
get a Dot. It's so affordable, and you get everything.
I never heard of the Dot.
It's a little Echo. It's like a little hockey puck.
The one I have, it's like a foot tall, but it has a speaker built into it. The Dot.
Oh yeah, we have that one too.
The Dot has, I think, a speaker, but it's a lot smaller.
Yeah, but you know what? The quality's it's actually really loud but I connected to my Bluetooth speaker in my room, so
that's what it's really meant for, is like plugging it into an existing speaker.
No, but and back to Apple. What else you got?
Watch OS.
Okay.
Now I don't wear an Apple Watch. I don't really care about the Apple Watch.
But
I know
you got two other guys who
the Apple
do.
Watch.
Luckily.
So, what are you expecting from the Watch update?
I don't know.
No, the other thing is I don't know either. What are they going to announce?
All right, I heard a rumor where, the bands they're actually going to be producing smart bands. So instead of changing, getting an expensive actual Apple Watch every year or every 2 years, whatever people do, then you could just buy a smart band with other integrations. If that makes sense. No. So I'll buy a $50 smart band that'll actually enhance my old Apple Watch.
Like if you want
a processor type thing,
or if you want to extend your battery life, you could buy a battery band.
So that would make sense, like for accessories and stuff.
Yeah.
The Pebble Time. Now, Pebble's gone now. They went under.
Right.
They got bought out by Fitbit.
Right.
Jeff and his Pebble back in high school.
Classic.
I mean, that was a gift. But okay.
I guess he didn't like it then.
No, I did. It's just it was a gift. But that was actually one of the features that they were gonna have, was the same thing where you'd be able to buy a band that would enhance the functionality of your watch.
That,
it already is.
That's definitely like good use of space. Like, so you still have the actual.
I think that'd be great.
I kind of think they should just announce a new watch, a redesign, because the Gen 2 is I don't know. It's Series 2.
Series 2
is it's the same thing, just the better it's like an S.
Well, it's waterproof and it has a better processor.
It's an
and
S.
its own built-in
GPS.
GPS.
It's an S upgrade, basically.
All I read was new watch, the interface thing, like whatever.
A whole complete redo.
No.
Of the
What's
interface?
it called? Oh, the faces, the watch
Oh,
faces.
watch faces.
You get the little Mickey thing.
Yeah,
ticking.
yeah.
I mean, that's like a given. They would just update that, I guess.
Right. No, you'll definitely see more watch faces. You're right. That's
more
a
like
given.
health tracking stuff, activity tracking.
I think they need to add third-party watch faces at some point.
Yeah.
So you could just go to like the Apple Watch store, download a watch face.
You're right. That'd be great.
But I thought they had that already.
No, they don't. But
you only
That
get the
would make
ones
sense.
Apple give you.
Yeah, it's kind of.
yeah, I'm not expecting too much for the watch OS.
I don't think a lot of people are, but they're definitely gonna say something.
I just hope that they don't take the Series 0, I think it's referred to as that, the first generation ones.
Series 1.
No,
you're right.
because
You're right,
Series
you're right.
1's still the faster
You're right,
processor.
you're right.
So the first generation
Yeah.
Apple Watch, I hope that they don't turn around and not give it the update.
That would suck because that's what
I
I'm on.
feel like they'll do that though, because most people probably waited for either Series 1 or Series 2,
That's
and
gonna
both those have
suck.
the same faster processor in them.
Yeah, you're right. That. Oh man.
Yeah, doesn't affect me. Don't care.
I don't know. I doubt you see a watch band or smart band announcement on Monday.
If any, well, they'll announce new bands, but it'll just be new colors.
No, right. It's not. I'm not saying it's not gonna be a smart band.
They do that every time they have a conference, though. It's like this will be the summer series of watch bands.
Yeah.
And it'll be some new colors.
Well, I think mostly you're just gonna hear like health.
And that's
they've
really
been
what-
focusing a lot on health.
And that's really what the smart bands I heard were going to be aimed for. There's going to be more health tracking.
There was like an
smart
insulin
band.
thing they were trying.
They're
to do.
working on an insulin, and apparently that's going to be like the first smart band. That's what I heard. But like, yeah, it could track your insulin.
I mean, like, I don't have an insulin problem. I hope, but that is.
Well,
pretty,
then get an
that's-
Apple Watch and find out.
Technologically speaking, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
they
like
do that.
the possibilities are endless. That's great. Like, I don't know, it's cool. You could save money instead of buying a $400 Apple Watch every 2 years, and then just get the smart bands. That's cool. That would be a game changer if Apple could do that before Google or Samsung do it to their smartwatches if they want to get ahead of the game.
I'd be worried like how accurate it is though. Like,
Right,
like
it's a lot of
pricking
technology
your
in one band.
blood, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm not expecting that much out of that. And then the TV OS is the other big one, but I don't think.
Not expecting too much of that either.
I guess more apps types things. But
If anything, you finally did they implement single sign-on yet, or they got delayed, didn't it?
It's you can use
it's
it,
going right
but a
now?
lot of like you our local cable Cablevision or Optimum, which is our local internet provider. They're not one of the
Nope.
the single sign-on
Which sucks.
enabled providers. But if you have like I think Dish is one of them.
DirecTV, I believe.
DirecTV. If like for example you have DirecTV, then you just sign into your DirecTV account on the Apple TV, and then it'll sign into all the apps for you.
that wouldn't.
As
that's
opposed
a
to
lot
the way
easier
the
than
way
Like,
it
you have to
exists
go to
right
the
now,
website.
you have to sign into each app
Like,
individually.
watch
which is
ESPN.com/activate, and then they give you the
for
code.
whatever reason, ESPN constantly signs me out
That's
on my
sucks.
Apple TV, and it's to the point that I don't watch ESPN anymore.
I'm sure that they'll have to
It's
do
that
something.
frustrating.
Maybe
sure that's a big
maybe you'll
complaint.
see that. Maybe you'll say, "Oh, we have now 50 TV providers that will support single sign-on."
They'll get around to it eventually. They've added a couple since they added it, but it's been pretty slow so far for whatever reason.
Yep.
I did hear 4K supported supposedly that they would start optimizing.
But wouldn't okay?
Well, from what
I thought they were gonna have a whole new 4K Apple TV and not implement
they
it on
might-
the third
you never know,
generation
they might
one.
do that
But
too.
From what I remember reading, the current Apple TV that is out has the hardware to support
But
4K,
no apps to.
but the
integrate
Apple
it.
TV itself doesn't technically like it has the right HDMI protocol. I could be wrong about this, but I thought I remembered hearing it has like HDMI 1.2, which is the HDMI that supports
4K.
4K. But for whatever reason, Apple elected not to implement it. Maybe because the processor they put in it wasn't fast enough. That's probably not why, though. They probably just didn't want to yet.
I have no idea.
I mean, if anything with tvOS, you see something similar they'll do with iOS. Maybe integrate the Apple Music and the TV into
Well, that's
one, so
supposedly
you
that
can
was
watch
what
the
they're
James
supposed to
Corden
do.
thing or the Planet of the Apps show.
Right.
Like, it'll be more geared towards that. So I guarantee what you see on iOS is going to be a huge, what's the word?
Integration.
Yeah, toward like for tvOS, like you're gonna see a lot of I can't think of the
Like
word right now.
compatibility, kind of multitasking.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying. I can't think of the word.
I don't know why.
I'd like to see. I'd like to see them expand on like the TV app because it's really cool. I don't know if you've ever used it.
I have.
Where, like,
I think it's great.
You'll start watching something on your Apple TV, and then if you go to your phone or your iPad, you go to the TV app. It'll actually be able to show where you were
And what app.
watching it and what app,
cool.
and it's all in one app.
The
so
only thing is, though, maybe, which we all, I doubt this will happen, but it'd be cool if at WWDC they announced Netflix support for that.
it's long overdue.
Is Netflix really not on Apple TV?
It's,
No,
it's on
Netflix
Apple
is,
TV.
but it's not implemented with the TV app.
So like when you go, the whole idea is you could go to just the TV app, and let's say you want to watch like The Walking Dead. You go to the TV app and you type in The Walking Dead, and it'll give you all the services that you have tied to the TV app,
Like Hulu, AMC app, or
AMC, whatever apps that carry The Walking Dead, iTunes, and it'll give you all those options to watch The Walking Dead on.
But Netflix
isn't one of them.
integrated to it, so
I wonder why. For money reasons.
Probably. They want people using their app for stuff.
Oh, and I know what's it called? Amazon Video might be they might have an Amazon Video app for
Yeah, I remember hearing about
tvOS
that.
finally, because
I should use it more.
There's a
since
lot
I'm
of
Prime
stuff
member.
on Prime Video.
There's
There's
But
a
I
lot of
don't-
stuff.
I
but
don't
that's
take
something
advantage of
Apple's
it.
really missing. But now, apparently, I read that they Amazon and Apple were able to hopefully work out a deal to get Prime Video back on Apple TV,
One of the main-
then Amazon would be able to now go back to selling Apple TV devices.
One of the main reasons why it hasn't happened though is because Amazon just sells so many of their own devices that.
Well, they're trying to push the Fire.
Well, that's what I'm
devices.
saying. Is that they have their own
Fire,
devices that carry their video service, and they don't
So
want.
why
they don't,
go through Apple?
They don't want to cannibalize their own sales.
Right.
No, that makes sense. I wouldn't.
But it'd be great for both parties to combine as
Who's the
one.
bigger dog though?
Apple.
Amazon's pretty big.
They're getting there, but they're not Apple big yet.
Yeah, I would agree.
Wait
with
till
that.
Amazon has their own like keynotes and stuff. Then we'll talk about it.
They do have their own keynotes.
Yeah, but like, not like as
Does
big
Apple
as
own a
this.
newspaper? The guy that owns Amazon does.
What newspaper?
Washington Post.
Okay.
Apple owns California right now, and China.
Pretty much.
So
Anyway, we've been like getting really off topic, but
A lot of Amazon talk.
yeah,
of
well,
Amazon
well
stuff.
because
Turns
that's
it-
what they're really
Because
trying to
they make good
compete
products.
with.
because of the Echo and the Siri
But
thing.
but it's
Well,
it's huge because that's what Apple's really trying to compete with.
and
is,
and
like,
that's
they really
all
have
that's rumored
competition.
is what they're adding is they're finally fixing Siri, which Siri's been awful for a very long time
no,
now.
I'd say that's probably the biggest
Yeah.
of iOS 11.
Siri was cool with iOS 5 when it first came out because it was novel, it was new.
Oh.
Voice assistants were new at the time.
Yeah. No,
But-
I agree.
But
She's long
Siri
overdue.
Siri at its core doesn't really have much more functionality outside of a couple things
Yep.
than when they first announced it, 6 years ago.
I like, I don't want to keep going back to Amazon, but Echo has the skills that you can enable. That'd be cool if Siri can implement skills.
Well, that is it's an API basically, so that they can hook into and just you can basically build apps.
So
for,
if I want my Echo to tell me like baseball scores, I go on the Echo app and then just like go to skills and say enable the baseball one. So like I wish Siri can implement stuff like
so
that.
as opposed to always having
so you
to
get
go to, like,
exactly
an
what
app,
you
though,
want.
too.
You don't.
It's-
There's no
yeah.
like it's all customizable.
Right. Which is, I guess, Apple's biggest problem right now is
They're not customizable.
Always has been.
But anyway,
Sorry.
so new hardware, because since I think we overdid our iOS 11, but new hardware, iPad Pro rumors was for a 10.5 inch screen.
So they're
I
kind of splitting the middle with the screen sizes because
God.
everyone decided that 12 inches is just way too big.
They said it was close to the 9.7 inch, but they're rounding out. Some of the, I don't know.
What are they shrinking the bezels?
Yeah, right. I think they're rounding out the bezels or something.
Huh.
Well, I'm probably not gonna get it. I'm assuming
I
it's gonna
love
have
my
a better
iPad Pro.
camera.
I thought the 9.7
I
inch is
still-
I thought
perfect.
the 9.7 is perfect. Yeah.
I still have the Air 2. It runs fine. It's
And the 9.7 inch is perfect, right?
yeah.
perfect
it-
size.
It's and I don't really use my iPad as much, but it works. I mean, I don't really know
That's what it's got to do.
I don't really know what more they can do with it at this point. It's kind of
I guess just the camera.
You're
They're
right.
probably gonna update the camera.
one
and
one of
processor.
the issues though is that no one really buys iPads anymore because people hang on to them for such a people hang on to them
Yeah.
like how long they hang on to computers. They don't
Right.
buy a new one every 2 years.
Well, speaking of that, the Apple supposedly they might have an Apple Pencil 2.
What can they do with that?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Add more levels of sensitivity. That's what Microsoft's done like every year.
But the Apple Pencil is so good.
Yeah.
It really is so
But even
good.
the
but how-
Wacom
but how sensitive
tablets
is
do
it?
that
Like,
too.
really sensitive.
No, it's really pretty good.
It's,
only
the Apple Pencil is the only stylus that completely mimics my actual handwriting on paper.
Right.
Every time I use a Surface, there's still that latency. It's like it doesn't look like my handwriting. But Apple Pencil is,
the new Surface though has like they quadrupled the sensitivity levels, and the pen now directly hooks into the GPU, so that it immediately outputs there's no latency.
That's what Apple Pencil's like though.
I don't know.
The latency's so small.
But I mean, on a side note, I think I said it to Jeff at some point that if they decided to ever incorporate like an iOS with Mac kind of thing, if they had like a specific pencil that worked only with the Mac instead of the iPad, you never know. Just so you wouldn't have like the touchscreen thing and interfering with iPad on desktop, but whatever.
I'd like to see Apple Pencil support for other iOS devices like an iPhone.
Well, they might. I guess if they announce a new iPhone, then maybe the
Like
iPhone 8.
just as like an added thing. Like you don't have to use it obviously, but it's like
Well, it's all with the screen though. They have to. It has to be implemented in the screen.
right. But like
But he's saying
it'd
like
be
just
cool
add the
if-
functionality there. You don't have to necessarily even advertise it.
right.
Just like allow me to be able to use an Apple Pencil with my iPhone.
'Cause
I agree,
there are
is it
times.
maybe it might be because it's too small type of thing. Like,
Well,
to
like
have
there
all
are
those
times
sensory
I'll just
points?
have my Apple Pencil and I'm just like doodling something. Like,
No, I mean, it would
obviously
be
nothing
cool.
will come up because I know on the iMessage when you put your phone in landscape mode, you could actually like draw out like a handwritten message.
Right. Yeah.
That'd be cool if like you just use Apple Pencil for that.
Well, it works nice on the
Just
iPad.
a little thing, like not.
I
not
think
too major.
the problem is it's just too small. Like to have all those sensory
guess.
points. I don't think it'd be as good as what you would think it would be on
Yeah,
a phone.
maybe.
Yeah, but if you want to jot something down real quick though, then it's okay.
Yeah, but I think
Right, like
you'd
you
need
could just
a
have a
tinier.
universal. It's like jotting something down in a notebook. You just have now your universal pencil to use on your iPhone, your iPad, or whatever. Just quickly.
But would you need a smaller one?
No, it's the size of a regular pen. It's not.
I guess.
It's just a quick. I don't know. Just it'd be cool if they implemented it. If not, whatever. It's
I don't think they're going to. I don't even think they're gonna
Fine.
ask anything at WWDC about the Apple Pencil. But that's just my opinion.
all right.
Anyway, we gotta get to the MacBook, I should say. Mac OS.
macOS.
Well, what's it called?
Macus.
10.3.
Now there were very few rumors on iOS 11. There are literally no rumors for the new Mac
No.
update.
Which isn't that bizarre that we're not getting any rumors? Because I
I
feel
saw
like
it's a lot of like
there are
multi.
always rumors leading up to this event. The
Well,
only
yeah.
thing I'm hearing is Siri, and that's it.
Well, and that's
I don't know if
pri-
that-
and
that's-
that
that's
and that
scaring
might
me.
that might be it. I think
That's
there's
scaring
a
me.
good chance. They're kind of. I feel like they're due for a visual update, but
on everything, I think everything needs to be visually overhauled. Mac OSs look the same.
not overhauled, but update like.
Well, they're gonna have a new name.
'Cause-
Remember that. A new California landscape.
It's gonna be another national park.
I heard someone said Disney, like Mickey. It was gonna call Mickey.
Mac OS Mickey
Like off of Disneyland. whatever.
Disneyland.
But no, I mean, what's the thing called when you can like slide on a Mac or whatever? The two you
Oh,
get multitask
split
type
view?
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that works on the Mac too, right?
What do you mean?
Like you can do that on Mac.
Yes, you can.
like this.
Because I know on the iPad
I'm
you can do it.
demonstrating it like this. You're
Right.
talking about?
Yes.
That.
But on the iOS 11, they're supposed to like overhauling
That's what I
idea.
heard. You
like
might-
copying and paste. I saw a promo video. You can copy and paste stuff like from this side to the other
I
side.
thought you could already do that
I don't know.
because
I don't really use it.
Wait,
that
in
much.
what?
Split screen's already on the iPad.
I know, but I'm saying like they're making it more. You can the left side, like the split screen, acts more as like its own iPad too, and it's kind of weird.
Well, the way it works right now is you can just have like two apps open at the same time.
Right,
Use
but
them
this
both.
one allows you to like on the left screen you can pull down and get like your launchpad thing of all the other apps and go into those apps and stuff.
Well, you
while
can
the
you,
other
you,
side's
you,
still.
you can do that already.
Can you?
Well, the way that it works is like you swipe over from the right, and that's your split view, and then you swipe down from the top, and that's the list of all the apps that you can use in split view.
Right, but it does that on the two separate things now instead of just the one.
You have the one app that you're already using
I
on
can't
the
explain
left.
it. I saw the promo video.
You have the
for it.
one app that's open on the left, and then you swipe down from the top on the right, and that's how you get all your other apps.
Right, I don't think you understand what I'm saying though.
Well, if you...
You know what? Just put the promo video over.
I am gonna
What
put it
we're
over.
talking
I
about.
will.
But I haven't seen it. You don't understand. Where's your iPad?
It's probably dead.
Sorry.
Sorry. Well,
Forget
as I said, I could demonstrate, but it's the way.
The fans will see. But whatever it is, they're supposedly overhauling the split screen thing, and it's
I heard split screen on iOS 11 for iPhone
yeah.
to go for the new iPhone. Like
the
you'll see it in iOS 11, but
It's too
it'll
small
really
to
get
do it, though.
implemented in the new iPhone. That's the whole point.
That might be a feature they limit to the Plus.
But
Maybe,
but I heard that
probably.
might be announced on Monday's split view, and
They
and
limit a lot
for
of stuff to
iOS.
the Plus to begin with, so.
Well, I think the next phone I'm gonna get is a plus anyway, but that's
But that's
for,
besides the point. That's my own personal
that's
problem.
my own personal problem. All right, what else? I think we covered a lot.
Any last minute like what we think they're gonna announce,
I don't think this.
or what are we like? What are we most excited to see?
I wanted to see a new iMac or new Mac desktop, but I doubt it's going to happen.
I think if anything, you'll get like you'll get an iMac refresh, maybe. I don't think
Pause.
there'll be a new
I want
MacBooks.
a new Mac Mini.
I think they did. I
Mac
heard
Mini-
rumor they might do a Mac Mini.
There's something crazy like the 2012 Mac Mini is more powerful than like the best one in 2012 is more powerful than the best one you can get now,
Oh my god.
because they did a lot to kind of handicap the Mac Minis
It's
for whatever reason,
But
keep the prices down.
the only reason I don't think so is I think they're really actually updating so much of it and all these products that I don't think they're like on time and schedule. with
They
having
already
everything in
admitted
close.
that they messed up with the Mac Pro and that they're overhauling
Yep.
it.
Right.
But that's
But
probably
they
another
said
year
you wouldn't
out.
see that till next year.
That's why I would assume like people would think that they would be updating the
I
Mac
think
and
there's a
this-
chance they might turn around and do like a hint like reveal at like the new iPhone.
That'd be cool.
Like maybe they'll just show
Just
the
a little, like, a
the-
tease?
yeah, like a tease. Like maybe even just the silhouette
I
or
would
something.
love to see it.
Because I think
I'm so excited for what it's gonna
hard
look
to
like.
ignore the fact that it's the 10th iPhone. You know what I mean? So
10's a
it's like-
solid number.
I hope it's called iPhone X.
Everyone's calling it iPhone 8, which I think's
It's not going to be iPhone 8. I think it'll be called iPhone X for the 10th anniversary. Well, I don't think that. I just hope that.
Skip 8 and 9. I don't know. It's always weird when you get numbers like that. Like you just skip 2 complete numbers. But Roman numerals makes it better. It's like OSX.
X. Yeah,
Weird.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
No, I think it's going to be a big year for Apple. Between the phone and I think WWDC is going to be really fun. The Siri, the dedicated Siri thing is hopefully going to put Apple back
if it
in
ever
like
even
the
is
game.
a thing. Who knows?
It's going to get announced.
I hope
think,
so.
I think it will.
I just hope it's good.
I just
Yeah.
read an article saying they are already starting production on it, so it'll probably ship with
Siri
the iPhone.
isn't bad need of an upgrade. I just hope they give it the upgrade it needs.
Yep.
Because
And Maps.
because
Please
they're
update Maps.
they're falling
Yeah, Maps
very
is-
far behind Google and Amazon.
And I think they realize that and they get us started on.
Are they just too
it.
slow?
I think they're trying to drag it out as much as possible and to make as much money as they possibly
Well,
can.
also I touched on before the whole privacy thing, where Google just gets all this information and they can use that and feed that into their AI and make it smarter.
But like I feel like Apple takes forever to, like Google and Amazon are always like bang bang bang. They're always announcing stuff. I feel like, but Apple's like never.
But I think
announcing
they
them.
have the potential. They're doing it for money reasons.
Apple is always slow to implement new features. Well, certain new features. They're always the first for certain things, it seems like, but other things they just take their time
Yep.
with.
Was it just off topic? Like since Steve Jobs died, like it's just gotten worse. Not like
can
technology wise,
argue.
but like as far as like innovation goes, like every year.
There is only one product that did not exist that since Steve Jobs
Apple
died.
Pencil.
Well, two then.
Oh.
The watch.
Oh.
That's the only new
Yeah, you're right.
actual device, because the pen doesn't count. That's an accessory.
You're right.
The only new device that Apple has put out since Steve Jobs died is the watch. That's it.
I feel like that's a
And the
whole
watch
different
is-
discussion.
I think it's
video.
pretty. I think it's a success. I think the Apple Watch is.
It needs work. I feel like the bubble
But I'll be
UI
honest
home
with you,
screen's terrible.
I see a lot of people wearing them. I really do.
They've definitely gotten a lot more popular in the last year or so.
Yeah.
You see a lot more of them, but it still needs work. It's still not perfect.
No,
I
it's
still
not.
feel like in some ways Android Wear is better. It's a better interface.
I just like the circular design of
That
some
too.
smartwatches.
It's about time Apple makes a watch that looks like a watch.
Yeah. We'll see.
Well, all right. I think we covered basically everything that we
In a lot more
possibly
time
could
than we thought we
figure
would.
out. Yeah. Well, let's make a 15-minute video, guys. And
Yeah.
It's probably like an hour later. But anyway, we will put the link for the streaming in the description. So on Monday you can watch live from the Apple website of
Assuming you have a Mac.
WWDC.
And be sure to leave your comments on what you think will be announced.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thanks.
Don't forget to subscribe to Game Reveals.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Like if you liked it. If you disliked it, well, that button works too.
Yeah. If we suck, give us a big old thumbs down because
It
we
helps our
appreciate
self-esteem.
it. We appreciate the feedback. But anyway, guys, I'm Anthony signing off.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. I'm Jeff, and I too am signing off.
I'm Dan. Farewell, everybody.
We will see you in the next Let's Talk. Check out. Hopefully, we have an E3 video out next week as well.
Hell yeah!
And so this is our the 2 weeks out of the year that we're most excited about.
It's like Christmas,
every year.
but we don't get anything.
This is our Christmas every 2 years.
It's like Christmas, but instead of getting gifts, we know what we're going to spend our money on.
Yeah, we're making our Christmas list.
the one time a year. It's like Apple, and then video games, and
Then
we
nothing.
kinda
Then we
shut up.
wait
waiting.
till Christmas
And then we
or
shut
the
up after
holiday
that.
season.
But anyway, guys, take care. See you in the next one.
Farewell.
Bye.